Pastor Eckert's desk was immaculate. Everything was ordered and symmetrical. The phone and Rolodex was offset by the lamp on the other side. Not a speck of dust. The green carpet always seemed fluffed by a vacuum. There was not a thing out of place at St. Jacobi Lutheran on Forest Home Avenue in Greenfield, Wisconsin in the days of my youth. Pastor Eckert's two-story mid-century parsonage looked perfect across the weedless lawn and pitch black parking lot. His wife was the underpaid / probably unpaid church secretary. Even Pastor Eckert's hair had this perfect side part, and it bumped out in a stylish way in the front and center, and it never needed a cut or a trim. Not a hair out of place. He always seemed cool, collected, calm, even when he made me write sentences for being disruptive in catechism class. I wanted his hair. Pastor Eckert always had answers for everything. Sermons were logically structured with Roman numeral outlines in the order of service. This was all in contrast to my home. The place was junky and cluttered. The fighting was loud. The arguments were uncivil. But I could go to an ordered place each week. I could go sing hymns, shake hands with the elders. The liturgy and order offset the chaos with some predictable pattern, some solution, some place to be absorbed in, a soft ritual with the hum of an organ. In my late years, I wanted more church. So Pastor Eckert, with his perfect head of hair, assigned me to be an usher once a month. But I wanted even more. And he connected me with a lady who planted pansies near the bell tower each spring. Not exactly what we'd call shared ministry. I eventually transferred membership to another church where there was a gospel choir, an after-school program that actually wanted me. Pastor Eckert's hair was immaculate at my grandfather's funeral, when he praised my grandpa for coming to the house of the Lord, but never mentioned anything personable about him, like he never knew him, though my grandpa sat in the same pew every Sunday for his whole life. The ordered, perfect world of truth can sometimes be pretty cold. St. Jacobi Lutheran suggested a different reality, that this life is really all a mirage, that justice will only really happen at the end of time, that is. Any pain now will be short-lived and ultimately transcended at some later to be determined date. Pastor Eckert's hair symbolized an ordered universe, simple, right and wrong, that God was really in control of everything, and that truth is eternally unchanged. After all, Pastor Eckert's hair was the same for his 50-year ministry. No receding hairline, bless his heart. He didn't really gray too much either. Reality isn't one thing or the other. Reality is not simple. It's multiple. It's pluralistic. Our conclusions about reality are dependent on the environment we are in and experiences we have of it. We see this play out on Facebook and on other social media. Folks on the fringe believe that the January 6th violent storming of the Capitol was led by embedded FBI agents. All the people convicted of rioting, trespassing, assault, impeding an official proceeding, and destroying government property are really heroes, martyrs, and political prisoners. If you are in these chambers of truth, Donald Trump is like a Christ figure, one who is suffering for us and will eventually save his people by making this country great, like it was 3 years ago. Oops. Just by one of his American Bibles. Only $59.99. The point is that whatever we dream up, the universe seems to become, if we're surrounded by the similar people, the universe seems to correspond to it and seems to provide the data to back it up. Maybe we come here to confirm our take on reality and truth. My hair, I hope you know by now, is a salt and pepper mess. No order to it, really. My family is unordered and rebellious. My house has chipping paint on it. The walls have cracked plaster. My desk is functional, but a little chaotic at times. We try here to put some order to things, some perspective. It's an honest type of reality we proclaim here that others need to affirm and confirm with us. There is some order. There is some justice. The world is not a complete chaos festival. It may not be as ordered as Pastor Eckert's never-changing hair. Pastor Eckert's hair symbolizes a certain take on truth and reality, the path of a colonial type truth, that the universe is ordered and predictable, but reality is really a spectrum, a series of events that we attach beliefs to. Okay, triggering warning here, small trigger. Let's say we are violently assaulted in some way, or we get into a car accident that is completely someone else's fault. Let's say we're given a horrible big piece of garbage. It's only natural that if we are assaulted, the world will feel more dangerous. We will think twice about driving when we get into a bad accident. If we are given garbage, the world will feel pretty dirty. And here's the thing. The universe, the world, the environment around us has a lot of data to confirm these thoughts and make them into beliefs. The experience of trauma on our bodies will produce behavioral changes and create thoughts. If assaulted, we may stop making eye contact. We will never leave the house, maybe. And because all of the data of violence out there, suddenly a belief can be confirmed. The world is a dangerous place, and we sputter into a paranoid mess. If reality is suggestive, we should then be very mindful of what we believe, what we put value in, and take great care as to who we surround ourselves with, what we listen to, and what we watch. The universe is not just the sunny side of the street, it's also the shadowy side. The world is getting worse and getting better at the same time. Reality is really suggestive. It's not one thing, but involves it all. Reality is threatening, horrific, and beautiful. I'm not sure we can build one belief from such a plethora of data. The universe is full of randomness and order, hatred and love, deadly wars and amazing peace. Hard rains and blue skies, wildfire smoke and eclipsed light. And all at once, trauma and joy. It's not honest to bake all of that into one belief, let alone one hairstyle. I'm suggesting reality is not like Pastor Eckert's hair at all. Reality is also curly and kinky, cornrows long and wavy. Hell, reality is sometimes bald. And hairstyles change over time. So breathe in and be in the middle. See life as it really is. Acknowledge all sides. Don't let trauma or joy make the universe into one thing. There is a way we can move back and let our minds observe and withhold judgment. When things arise, we can let them come. When things disappear, we can let them go. We don't have to succumb to illusions. Without agenda, we can enter into a process of peace. Reality is both and in between. It's the extreme. It's all of the above. Yet there is a way, I think, to stay centered in it all, to be balanced, and recognize that the universe isn't a loving place and is a loving place and is dangerous, sometimes all at the same time. Amidst this chaotic order, life is worth cultivating. Wisdom worth working towards. Faith worth fertilizing. Hope worth hoeing. And love worth making. May I suggest one last thing? Most days, the universe is a pretty good gig. So let us have gratitude for the order and the chaos of this day and rejoice in the reality that is before us. So may it be, and amen.